Hey guys, it's Mike here from ProPhysio Plus, and we are going to unpack the Soleus muscle and why it's important for running. So when we talk about the Soleus muscle, it's important to know exactly what it is. So you might have heard of the calf muscles, the muscles at the back of the leg, and seeing by my diagram over here, we can unpack what it actually is and what it does. So over here we have the hip joint at the top, in between you've got the knee joint, and lastly you've got the ankle joint. So the calf muscles, the main two that we know are the gastroc, so that's the big one on the outside with the two heads, the ones that most people know about, and that one actually passes the knee joint as well as the ankle joint. So it has an action at both of those locations, so it can flex the knee and it can plant a flex at the ankle. Talking about the one below it, the soleus, a bit of a shorter muscle, it doesn't actually pass the knee itself, but it only passes the ankle, so it only has the action of producing plantar flexion at the ankle. So this is extremely important for those runners out there, especially if you're those that prefer to run with the forefoot stance. You'll find that it's really tensing up the soleus and the gastroc muscle around it. So the reason it's so important, just what I mentioned, it's really good for that propulsion in getting you forward during your run, especially if you're one of those people that use the forefoot strike beginning with the toes as opposed to the heel. It means a lot of those forces are transmitted through the calf as opposed to the knee. Now, another really important thing the soleus muscle does is it actually helps decelerate the ankle, so when you're going for your next step. And this is really important, especially when you're doing those long distance kind of runs. It's really important to have that muscle nice and conditioned. Something else to consider, it also has those type 1 slow twitch fibers. Again, for those long distance runners, if you don't have this up to scratch, you might pull up with really sore calves after your run. So a really important one to look after if you're looking to do those heavy miles. So today we're going to be looking at how to actually strengthen that muscle, specifically without incorporating the gastroc muscle. Okay guys, so if we refer back to our example, we know that the soleus muscle only passes the ankle and the gastroc muscle passes the knee. Now, if we want to target the soleus muscle alone, what we want to do is take the gastroc out of the equation. And the way we can do that is by simply taking the muscle off tension, and with the gastroc that means just bending the knee. So very simply, as we know with normal calf raises, all you need to do is go up on your tippy toes and back down, go up and down, and you can work both of the calf muscles, but instead we're going to do the exact same thing just by bending the knee instead. So you're essentially going to do a wall sit where we're sitting back onto the wall. Now you've bent your knee, you've taken your gastroc out of the equation, and we're just going to go up and down, up and down. And if you have one area that's more painful than the other, that just needs a bit more work because you tend to load one side more often, you can just use a bit of weight. For me, the left side's a bit weaker, and you can also just bias it that way. So considering you may want this for more of an endurance type of run, you can focus on the higher rep ranges that can then translate into your longer runs. Give this a shot, let us know how you guys go, and I hope it helps you out with your running. Cheers.